What's up, everyone? Coach here, and I am bringing you an unboxing and review of the Judge Dredd miniature game, The Arch Villains of Mega City 1, from Warlord Games. Alright, so usually what I do is I'll take the cellophane off and I'll do it, but I have something special here, guys. I don't know if you can notice that. But right here it says limited launch edition metal figures. Now, I know there's a big deal about resin and all that different stuff, but I guess I'm super special. I got something here. So let's open it up and see what we got. Alright, so now that the cellophane's off, oh, it's underneath there, so let's see what we got here. Alright, so not only, oh, I don't even have to open it. Not only is it the models, but they're all metal. So let's get to it. Alright, so first things first, we have 5 bases, but I will be printing up my own bases, so I'm going to just put these to the side. Got to have bases with your model. So they are all in metal, and I guess we'll go through them one at a time. So here we go. We have Auralic the Assassin. He is a leftover Sov agent from the Apocalypse War. He's a little bit, he's a bad dude right here. Okay, Auralic the Assassin. We'll go over his stats in a little bit. Good old metal models. He's got some kind of, I don't know, Molotov cocktail or something in his hand. So, yeah. Not bad. Sculpt is very nice. He also's got a little buddy here. And you put him, I guess, on the flight stand. And he would float around. So that helps him out. We'll check out the card and see what it says that he does. Oh, fits pretty good there. Alright. Next guy. Oh, man, if you are a Judge Dredd fan, you know about the Dark Judges and you know about the leader, Judge Death, here. Okay. So his arm would fit in here like so. Because he's got that little pterodactyl or whatever. And there. And there we go. Sydney in all his glory. Yep. Some of the best stories. Judge Dredd versus Judge Death. Stare into the eyes, stare into the fist of Dredd. And Judge Anderson kind of put this guy in his place every time he comes around. So some really good stories. Case Files number 3 has the whole Judge Death beginning, middle, and end. So if you want to check that out, I would strongly suggest that. All right. Another one of my really favorite stories is the Angel Gang. That's the first one. So that was with the Judge Child. And that was a long story. That's, you know, they were chasing these guys across the galaxy. And Mean Machine Angel was, he was actually a nice kid. And Pa Angel kind of put him through all this cybernetics and all these different things, the headbutting thing. He's got the dial on his head. I'm about to go 4 on y'all. So if you, like I said, if you're a Judge Dredd fan, some really great stories. There was a story where they went into the Cursed Earth, and Mean Machine had to help Dredd get through the Cursed Earth, and they did a lobotomy on Mean Machine, which he's been through a bunch of them, and he helped Dredd to find whoever he had to go. It was some judge bots that were carrying infant judges that were still in the womb. So they're birthed through these Mega City judge bots, and they were carrying around. They had to go get them. So, yep, and that's Mean Machine. Okay, so here's Judge Grice. What's special about him is he was a judge, then he was sent to Saturn. And when they send him to Saturn, they do some stuff on them so they could survive outside. And so you can see his nose is kind of messed up and whatnot. But the thing about Judge Grice is when we go over his stats and whatnot, so what you'll see about him is basically he's an ex-judge. So he's got all those fighting prowess and all that good stuff of a street judge. And, you know, there was a time that he came back. He was Chief Justice for a while. It's a lot of stuff, you know, if you're up on the case files. But yeah, Judge Grice. Okay, so the last model we have here is Nero Narcos. He is a crime lord. I have to say that I didn't get up to this yet. In the case files, he is like case files 30. All right, so I have not read the thing, but what it says is that he's a crime lord and he makes a robot or rebellion. Why he looks this way, I couldn't tell you, but I got to tell you, the model itself, really nice, really chunky, heavy model. I'm digging it. This is going to be, I think I'm going to do a little bit of a ghost tint on him, make him kind of stand out and make him a little more flamboyant with the coat, just to stand out a little more when we do the battle reports and whatnot. You can see that. So yeah, I really do like these models. The sculpts are great, and you know, I haven't disappointed yet. So let's look at their cards and their abilities and whatnot. Okay, so we'll go over the cards in no particular order. Well, let's do these first, then we can get to the stats. All right, so we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 5 cards, and then 2, 1 big med, 1 armory card. So here we go. Rotten Judge. Play during sentencing to add or remove 3d6 years to a perp sentence. So that's good when you're doing the campaign, you know, one into another. Usually we play one-offs. And let's see, there's a new one. Stealth suit. +1 to evade, immune to overwatch until user makes an attack. Used with move remains in play. That is pretty good. That's really good, actually. You take that from the armory. Stealth suit. +1 to evade. Yeah, that's really, really good. I like that one. All right, so let's go over these guys. All right, let's go over the ex-Sov assassin, Auralic the Assassin. Moves on a 6, shoots on a 5. That's pretty good. 5 shoot, 5 fight, 4 evade, 4 resist, 4 cool, 19 points. He has the ranged weapon one-handed, the Sheplin, the Torva Sheplin, 11 millimeter. Short range, long range, +2 modifier at short range. Wow, pretty good. Pretty good right there. Let's see what the Sov agent has. Gunfighter, martial arts master. Orlok has the brawler rule. In addition, when attempting to dodge in close combat, Orlok may roll 5 evade dice. So now he only has 4 evade, but in combat he can roll 5. Pretty good. They should have put that on the stat card in the front. I guess that would have made it easier. He is indestructible. Orlok suffers no stat losses for injuries or stun results that he suffers. That's very similar to Judge Dredd. And Druk still out. Once per game, Orlok may declare an automatically successful dodge against one shooting attack. Even if he fails his normal dodge attempt, this will trigger the gunfighter rule to shoot back as inappropriate. So that is super duper. How much is he? He's 19 points. So he can, let's say he fails. He says, all right, I'm going to dodge right now and trigger the gunfighter rule. Once per game. I guess that's what the satellite is, crawling with him. That's where you use that. So I guess when you use that, maybe you can take the satellite off to know that he already used it. But yeah, wow, Orlok the Assassin. Very powerful. He's going to give the Justice Department a hard time. I really like that. All right, moving on. Let's go to former disgraced judge, Judge Grice. Okay, moves on a 6, 4 shoot, 4 fight, 3 evade, 4 resist, 5 cool. He's 20 points. Comes with the Widowmaker, standard 2-handed weapon, just like the judges. He has special rounds each time a model using the M2000 Widowmaker activates. He has the option to either use execution rounds, stun gas, or frag. Stun gas and frag required an aim action, double action to use. So that's automatically there. That is fantastic. That really is. He also has an optional 2-handed flamethrower. Okay, so power 4. The other one is power 3. So 2 really good weapons. You know, a flamethrower that shoots at 18 inches long range is pretty good. Aim fire only, blast 3, and it's incendiary. All right. I got to say that in a lot of the games, other games we play, the flame weapons are not as strong as here. So he's an ex-judge. Let's see, he has Brawler, he has Fortitude, so no stuff for stat loss for injury or stun, just like Judge Dredd. He has a Respirator, which he's been changed because he's been working on Titan. Judge Grice always counted as being equipped with a Respirator, so see his armor cards. He has Intimidate and Let's Ride. So he can get on a one of them Lawmasters. So that's pretty cool. Maybe putting Judge Grice on a vehicle might be pretty cool. And his quote is, "I'm coming for you, Dredd." So 20 points. This is a bargain, man. He really is. I really like him. All right, let's move on to my dude, the Mean Machine Angel. He has a 6-inch move, a 3-inch shoot. He has a 1 fight, which is odd, but I guess we'll get to it. 2 evade, 4 resist, 4 cool, and he's only 12 points. All right. So the fight says see Rulebook 97. We'll get to that in a second. So he has a ranged weapon, 1 hand, power 2, short H6. It's a cyber claw pistol. So I guess out of that claw thing, he's going to shoot you. Okay, he's got a skull plate. This is what I've been waiting for. Mean Machine headbutt attack is a terrifying thing to behold. So his skull plate, okay, he can do a headbutt. It's short range 1, modifier +1. Bach. Obviously, a headbutt is not, there is no long range to it. When performing a charge double action, roll 2d6s when determining the additional distance moved. Take the highest value and add it to Mean's move. Mean Machine will also add +3 power to a charge close combat attack rather than the +1 normal. So that is pretty good. So let us see. He's a cyborg psychopath. Okay, his allies we know then, and all the judges. Special rules. He goes, "I'll go 4 up on you, chumps." Is that so? And he's got a 4.5. So it doesn't say here, but let's go to the rule book. Let's check that out. All right, so they said, I guess when they made the card, they're like, you know what? Just go to page 97 in here. And, you know, the beautiful rule book. There is Mean Machine rolling up, going 4 on you. So you can do the dial here. And as it goes up, 1 is surly, so your shoot is 3, but a fight is 1. If you're mean, which is 2, shoot of 2, fight of 2. That's kind of, I guess, the middle. Vicious is shoot of 1, fight of 3. Brutal is shoot of 0, but 4 fight. Okay, so you can do the dial, moving the dial, just like in the comics. You know, if you've read some of them, you know, he's going to go. Is that so? He is immune to intimidate, respect the law, and droke me its dread skills. So he doesn't, you know, no cool test against him. He's not scared of anything. Now, Mean Machine 4.5. Mean Machine dial setting on 4. It takes 1 or more injury or stun result from a single attack, then roll a combat die. If the result is a special, Mean's Moon is knocked to 4.5. He will make an immediate free charge, double action directly towards the enemy model that inflicted the result. Once on 4.5, Mean can no longer change the dial setting and is limited to taking a sprint, charge, or fight actions. He will attack the closest model regardless of the faction whenever he activates from now on until he is either incapacitated or subdued. So essentially, he goes insane. 4.5, he goes insane if you roll a special. I love that. That is just like Mean Machine in the book. All right. The man, the myth, the legend, he just keeps coming back, is Judge Death. Let's talk about Judge Death right here. Move of 5, no shoot, obviously. Fight of 5, evade of 5, resist of 5, cool of 5. He is only 22 points. Weapons and equipment. Judge Death carries no weapons. However, Death displays superhuman strength, being able to lift and throw heavy objects or smash through obstacles. His favorite method of delivering justice is to use his ability to phase through matter and push his bony fingers into the body of the victim, squeezing their heart to the pulp. So his heart squeeze is 1 inch. He's got a +1 modifier. Okay. On the back, he has his enemies are life, his allies are the dark judges, fear, fire, and mortis, which we haven't gotten yet. Warlord, if you're listening to this, or if you know anybody, pass it on to Warlord. Let's get fear, fire, and mortis in. You got to have the dark judges. All right. He's got 3 special rules. The sentence is resists death. When hit by a close combat attack by death, the target does not roll any resistance die when resolving the hit. Models incapacitated by Judge Death are always fatalities. My goodness, 22 points, my goodness. Alright, other rule is blow his bones away. Any attempt to dodge a blast or incendiary weapon by death reduces the number of evade dice he rolls by 3. Gas weapons have no effect on Judge Death. So he's basically a corpse that's walking, so that makes sense. Anderson. Death is immune to intimidate, respect the law, and droke me its dread skills. Death is vulnerable to respect the law skills if activated by a side judge. So that makes sense because Anderson is his main nemesis. He is 22 points. I love him. I love him. I can't wait to start painting him. All right. Judge Death, my man. All right, last of the nefarious guys, the arch villains of Mega City 1, is Nero Narcos. He's a syndicate robot overlord. Okay, his friends are friends mobs, cartels, and gangs. He hates the Justice Department. Special rules on 117. Robot control, self-repair, subroutines, and who needs friends with a Z. My new warhead, what do you think? So let's see. Let's go through his stats. Oh, I did this backwards. Oh, it's okay. This is move of 6, shoot of 2, fight of 4, evade of 1, resist of 5, cool of 4. He's only 19 points. He's got the FI-27 grenade launcher. The ultra compact rocket launcher is produced as one of Friends Mob's industrial assets. Ranged weapon, it's two-handed, standard round, power 5, +1 modifier minus alone. It's got a blast of 2, special rounds, aim fire only. Special rounds. The use of special rounds requires the expenditure of a specific armory card. So the F-127 is Hotshot, High-X Heat Seeker, or an armory card of Incendiary, High-X, and Seeker. So, yeah, those are the cards you need to use for Nero Narcos. And he's got 3 special rules. Let's go to the rulebook and check that out. So for Nero, his 3 rules are they're not on the card. They're in page 117 of the rulebook. Robot control. Narcos has technical means to take over control of robots and direct him. When Narcos is activated, he can use one or both of his actions to allow any friendly robot that has already activated to perform a bonus single action. If he uses both actions for this purpose, he may give a bonus single action to 2 different robots. However, no single robot can be given 2 actions. So you can give 1 or 2 guys a free short action. Self-repair subroutines. Nero body is capable of rapid and highly effective self-repairs. If Narcos is injured and uses the hunker down double action, it could potentially remove all injury markers if enough successes are rolled. So potentially remove all injury markers. So now you will not be left with 1 on the hunker down. That's pretty good. That's really good for a 19 point model. I like that a lot. Who needs friends? Friends with a Z. Any force led by Nero Narcos has the resources, power, and influence of the Friends mob behind it. The weapons and technology of their opponents may simply stop working due to Trojan glitches or malicious hacking. If Nero is the leader of your faction, then after both factions have drawn their armory cards, you may randomly pick and discard one of your opponent's armory cards. Oh, man. You know what that is? We call that the scumbag rule. You know, you pick something and get it. So he has the weapons here. The use of special rounds requires expenditure of these cards and cases. The rounds, in all cases, a special round is fired using the short and long range shoot modifiers of the F-127. You have to do a double action. Normally when an armory card is expenditure is discarded. However, if the card has been used for an FL-27 shot, there is a chance the card is not immediately discarded. After each special round shot, roll a cool test for the firing model. If any result of special, then the card is retained and may be used again. The card can potentially be used multiple times in a game as long as it keeps getting retained. That is pretty good. Wow, he is a beast. He really is. This is going to cause a lot of problems for the Justice Department or whoever else he's going against. You know what? I read this before, but now that I read it, I really like this guy. This might be my leader here. So, yeah, Nero Narcos. Really, really good rules. All right, so this is everything you get in the Arch Villains of Mega City 1. You get your cards, you know, the whole thing. This is everything here. All right, so first off, the sculpts are fantastic. I really like them. I do like the metal, nice, heavy, chunky metal. When I started back in the 80s playing Dungeons and Dragons, and everything was metal. Then plastic came out, and I was like really into plastic and plastic models, resin models, and whatnot. But it's nice to get a metal model once in a while. You know, that thick, chunky metal that's just, you know, like Nero here is just, he is so heavy, and it's good to do that. You know, I'm going to put these guys on custom bases. I'm looking forward to it. Each one of these characters brings a uniqueness to the game that I really like as far as rules or just gameplay in general. I love the fact that Death really is himself. You know, Meme Machine is himself, just like I've been reading. The other guys, Auralic and Judge Grice. Nero, I'm not too sure about, but reading his rules, my goodness, he's great. He's almost unkillable. He really is. New cards, you know, obviously you get a little bit more cards because there's 5 of them, but the two cards here, the stealth suit is fantastic. Guys, I got to tell you, so far, I have not been disappointed with any of these kits. I really do like them. I do like the game a lot, and I think these guys are going to bring a lot of flavor to the game. I don't know. It's definitely worth it. I love what I'm seeing so far from Warlord. Keep up the good work, guys. I hope you can just more stuff. I got a few characters that I would like to see, like Chopper and whatnot. So, but yeah, great kit, great models, great rules. So, guys, if this is your first time here, why don't you consider subscribing? We got a lot of Dread stuff coming up, Strontium Dog, hobby videos and whatnot. Also, we have a Patreon if you're so inclined. And please give me a like, and why don't you comment below so you know how I'm doing. So, guys, thanks a lot for sticking with me. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.